Hi there, today we are going to work on a belated birthday card. I don't know about you, but I'm sometimes guilty of forgetting to pop a card in the mail on time. And my family lives on the other side of the coast, so it does take a couple extra days to get there. And this has a cute little snail on there, which I love because, you know, the card's already late, you might as well have a little bit of humor with it. And so one thing we're going to do is some paper piercing, and if you've watched some of my other videos, I'm sure you've seen me do this a lot. But the reason I like it is because, you know, maybe you don't have any markers or you're not comfortable with your coloring skills, and really it's the perfect way to have all of the colors on your card coordinate perfectly. Especially nowadays, it seems like, you know, every paper that you buy is double-sided, so you get all these great different patterns and colors that match, and it makes it really easy to coordinate your image. So the first thing we'll do is we'll work on this snail here. I've already cut out a white piece and a little bit larger of a red piece as a mat. We're going to take our snail here, and as well as the better late than never. And we're going to need our black ink. Although it would be just as cute maybe with a dark green ink. Actually, I want to stamp the sentiment first, just because it gives me a nice line at the bottom. I love the clear stamps because you can really line them up just where you want them. There we go. Stamp our snail next. And it's okay if the tail goes a little bit off. No one will ever know that it's missing. I'd prefer to have my snail a little bit more centered than I would to have the whole tail. And then I've gone ahead, like I said, and stamped the snail on 2 pieces of coordinating paper and then cut them out. And you're probably wondering why I didn't cut it out all the way, and that's because I like to leave a little bit of an edge to then stick my next piece over. I think it looks a little bit cleaner than trying to butt them up together when you've trimmed them. Sometimes you can get a little bit of a white line or something that shows. So quickly I'm going to take my cool gray and just going to shade under the bottom, and you could do this with green or brown if you wanted it to look more like dirt or grass. I just want it to look like a little bit of a shadow. And then I like to do that on my pattern paper too. Just gives it a little bit of extra depth, and I'm just going to quickly trace my black lines. Again, you want to work with an ink that's not going to bleed with your markers. You can do that a little bit on this one too if you want. There we go. And for little teeny bits of paper like this, I do like to generally use a liquid adhesive. Here we are. Go ahead and stick these down. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of fiddling with. There we go. I'm just going to press that down. Got a little bit of glue on my finger, so it's pulling the paper back up. Alright. Then going to add a little bit of adhesive to the red piece. These are die cut with my Spellbinder's Nestabilities, just in case you're wondering. The next thing we're going to do is just work on our background. And of course I'm going to ink them because, you know, that's my favorite thing to do. I'm going to quickly, this is a gray, it's a gray whale and it's chalk ink. And this paper has a really nice texture to it, and it really picks up the ink beautifully. Just do a couple swipes on this part too. Probably need to hurry up a little bit with this video because I want to show you how to do some faux stitching with a paper piercer, and that might take us a little bit of time. There we are. We'll just start to layer them on our background. I'm just using just a little bit of adhesive for this, only because I don't want to gunk up the paper piercer. And the other thing too about only putting it on the ends is it's going to let us slip one of the pieces underneath to figure out where we want to do our placement. But actually the longer one is going to go over the top of the red piece, just wherever you want it to go, and then the shorter piece is going to go underneath. There we are. And now I want to show you how to do the paper piercing. On the example that I have here, I did use my sewing machine. I kind of wish I'd used a different color thread because I don't know if you can see it, but it's very subtle. Even though it's white, it might have been better with a brown or black, or actually even maybe red would have been nice. But for those of you that don't have a sewing machine, or maybe you're not very comfortable sewing on paper, I'm going to show you how to do a faux look. Now you can just take your white pen, I'll grab a scratch piece here, and just draw a zigzag stitch, and that would look just as nice. But to give it a more authentic look, we're going to paper pierce. I do have a paper piercer, but the tip is broken off, so it doesn't work all that good, so I'm just going to use a large needle. And I've got a little foam mat here that's going to protect my work surface. You could use an old mouse pad, and you can freehand it, but I have a little piercing guide. This is by Stampin' Up, and I'm just going to line up a set of my holes, and I want the holes to straddle the two different colors so that it's going to look like it's holding the two pieces together. And I'm just going to do every other hole working down so that we'll have a zigzag effect. It's probably kind of hard to see, but once I pull this up, you'll be able to get the full effect of it. So just quickly poke the holes, and then I'll take the white pen. This is the Uniball Signo Broad, and honestly it is the best white pen I've ever used. I've bought all different kinds, and this is the only one that consistently works, and I would highly recommend it. So then I'm just going through and drawing a white line between each of the holes, and that gives us the look of real machine stitching. I'm afraid I'm going to run out of time here, so I'm just going to do the one. But to quickly show you how to complete the rest of the card, you would layer your card front on the background piece, and I did add a couple of large eyelets. You can skip that. You could use small buttons. You could use some rhinestones, would be just as pretty. And then we would layer the snail. And I also wanted to round the corner, and this is the We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper. I love this thing. It's awesome. I'm going to use the 1/2 inch side. Stick your paper in and chomp down. You'll do the same for the yellow sheet, and then it's going to nest perfectly. And one last little detail that I love doing for eyeballs is Glossy Accents by Ranger, and it just gives a really fun 3D look. Just squirt a little bit onto the eyeball, and it is going to be just a little bit cloudy, but it will dry perfectly clear. So just give them some nice eyeballs, and if you get any air bubbles, you can just take your needle and poke until they pop. And of course you want to let that dry for a little while before you put it in an envelope or smush it around too much. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you learned something new today. If you have any questions, please let me know, and don't forget to rate this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you.